Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is You Are Psychic. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these articles a while back, and the world has completely transformed since then. So if I encounter something that is out of date, then I will interrupt myself and give you the most recent information. And at the end, I will also summarize what's going on in relation to the world today and give you some special offers. So stay tuned to the end to find out what those are. You are psychic, although you may not call it that. You might be sensitive to certain things, feel intuitive at times, or have hunches. You may dismiss your first impressions and later have them validated. Perhaps you've been thinking of someone and then they phone or email. Coincidence, right? No, you're psychic. We're all psychic to some degree or another. Psychic is from the Greek word psychikos, which means of the soul or spirit. If you've got soul, you're psychic. Or more accurately, since you are spirit with a human body, you are spirit, so you are psychic. Think of your innate talents or abilities. Are you a visual person? Then you're naturally clairvoyant. Images come easily to you. Are you naturally sensitive to the atmosphere in places or to other people's emotions? Then you're empathic. You sense through your feelings. If you're musical or attuned to hearing, then you could be clairaudient. You hear vibrations or voices, which is also telepathic. If you have that amazing ability to pick the right melon at the grocery store, then you're kinesthetic and you feel through your hands. A lot of people who are professional massage therapists or chiropractors are naturally kinesthetic. How do you develop this ability? Well, the first step is to validate it. When you think of someone and shortly run into them, validate your precognition. If you go to work one morning and have a sinking feeling and later learn that several coworkers were laid off, validate your empathic ability. The more you validate your ability, the more frequently it'll show up. Since it's your spiritual ability, focusing on your spiritual development will enhance your psychicness. Learning to meditate, turning within, and tuning into your own energy will strengthen it. Someone asked me, how do you control it? Because they have deceased people just showing up unannounced. My initial response is, how do you control your hearing or seeing? Being psychic can be like living in an apartment building with too thin walls. How do you stop your neighbor's noise? You can actually dial down your awareness, but it just takes practice or focus. Being psychic can also feel lonely, like being an opera singer amongst people who can't hear, or a master painter in a world that can't see. The majority of people don't acknowledge the symphony of sound and color that is out there, and the truth is, folks don't talk about it. Sometimes you have to initiate the conversation, and you'll discover that mom's been talking to your deceased father for the last 3 years. You might have to soften your language. Use intuition instead of psychic, or feeling or impression. You'll find that others might be delighted that you brought up the subject because they've been feeling lonely too. Acknowledging extrasensory perception is validating that each of us is more than just our body. Most of us are longing to be recognized as spirit. It's the essence of who we are. So I invite you to notice and affirm your extra spiritual perception. It'll definitely make your world a better place. So my updated information about this is that we have gone through a shift in consciousness, and our bodies also have gone through an upgrade where we can embody ourselves as consciousness more. And what that's doing is it has magnified our abilities 1,000%. And we're also talking about it more than ever before. Most of us will acknowledge being empathic or validating our hunches. The majority of the world is attuned to the intuition. I think it's those people who are resisting it, who are still identifying as their personality, are the ones who are trying to take the world back to the dark ages, where it wasn't really any fun back then anyway. So we can have compassion for those people because evolution doesn't go backwards. Even they, at their essence, are greater consciousness. It's just their personalities are driving their cars. So if you've been having extrasensory perception and some interesting experiences, please leave a comment below. I love to read your comments. And I also have a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques. It's called the Skybox technique. So click on it and it'll help you have a greater perspective in the world. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I do individual sessions where I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your world. And I can answer any questions you have and even help you with energetic changes. And if you want to do this for yourself, go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I have a coaching special tailor-made just for you where I work with you one-on-one and I give you specific consciousness techniques to help you transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Morning Musings.